Hi everybody. It is video time, and for me it's kind of like homework. You got to make a video, so we're going to come down here to the acoustic room, and there is a couple of really neat things that we got in. Collings. We don't see many used Collings. People don't give them up. They're a 2.5-year wait if we were to order one. So we're always happy to see used ones. They're always taken care of. Collings arguably is the finest factory out there. Now, our friends at Martin make some really fine guitars, especially when you get into the authentics and the higher end of stuff. You notice that Collings never makes cheap guitars. They're not making a price point like, oh, we need to make a $2,000 guitar. Let's try to cheapen up the guitar step by step until we get the price down. First off, let's not buy that good wood. Let's get the cheaper wood. Let's get the wood that's greener. And then let's cheapen up the frets. Let's cheapen up the tuners. Let's cheapen up the labor. Let's cheapen up the glue we use. Let's cheapen up whatever we can to make that price point. They don't do it. You'll never find an imported Collings. Now they try to make a less expensive guitar. That's different. So this is always, when you get a Collings, it's always top of the line. You want a Collings because you want something that's built for perfection, built to a standard that no one else carries. And it isn't like it's dipped in gold. There isn't like all this pearl trim, although that is kind of nice and beautiful. It is all about the woods, the age of the woods. This guitar came to us. It's a copy of a pre-war Martin, really. I mean, they don't say that, but it's a D1. And this is true of Martin and Collings. If it has a 1 in the number, it's mahogany. If it has a 2 in the number, it's rosewood. So a D28 is always rosewood. A D18 is always mahogany. In Collings' world, a D1 is always mahogany. Many of you know this. A D2 is always rosewood. So here we have a used Collings in mahogany and a used Collings in rosewood. I wish we had a better mic because you could hear how powerful the note is. So on this we have sinker mahogany, and it was selected for lightweight. We have the build sheet. That's the other nice thing. Collings is very communicative, and this has an Adirondack top. It has a 1 3/4 nut. It's specially chosen sinker mahogany, and they chose it looking for lightweight. Wood purfling. Custom neck profile. There's an age toner to it. Tortoise bridge and end pins and gold pearl inlays. Come on. With mahogany, you get that really crisp upper mid-range that records really well. With a well-braced mahogany, with something with scallop braces like this, you get all those deep response and complexity. You're always going to play. Every note's going to work. The fretboard, because the wood is dry, the wood isn't going to shift and drift with different temperatures. You're going to have a flat, perfectly flat playing surface to lay your frets in. So you're, unless something happens that's really unusual, always going to have every note will be true. Okay, so this came in. This is probably going to be around 65 because this is 10, new, sinker mahogany, Adirondack, and a custom neck. So that gets up there. And again, that's a lot of high-end material. So this is a copy of a Gibson SJ, the Southerner Jumbo. It was Gibson's top of the line, and so this is the Gibson scale length, which is slightly shorter, about the width of a man's finger, and this is rosewood, and again, more of a Gibson vibe. You get a really big bass, a really crisp and defined. With the Martin, you're going to get a little more detail in the high end. With the Gibson, some of the high end gets a little squishier. You got a little different bass response. Now, you also get a tapered headstock. It's skinny here and fat there. That brings the strings down at a greater angle. That makes them ricochet off the nut. There is a lot of little details on this too. I love this light western shade sunburst. It's just a nice little detail, and it really brings out the wood grain in the top. And then, of course, book matched high grade Indian rosewood, and that is our two Collings. And again, they are not cheap, ever new, but when you buy them used, they're fully depreciated. This guitar will always be this price, and as wood prices go up, the prices go up. This one, $55. That one, we're guessing about $65, and they just got here, and I wanted to share it with you, but now you guys gotta go. So we'll say goodbye and show you this beautiful sunburst finish. Bye now.